Hi, this is Yas Tsu and Manos Brilakis, and this is case 159 for the Manual of CTO Interventions. This is a case of PCI of a CTO in an anomalous circumflex. The patient was a pilot and was having multiple PVCs, was found to have ischemia, and then was found to have a CTO on the circumflex. Interestingly enough, he did have an anomalous left main originating from the right coronary cusp. He was turned down for coronary bypass, and after an unsuccessful PCI attempt of the CTO, he was referred for a repeat attempt. This is a dual injection, demonstrating an anomalous left main originating from the right coronary cusp. Then the left main gives rise to the LAD as well as the circumflex. The right coronary artery is also diffusely diseased and provides some epicardial collaterals to the circumflex, which did not appear to be appropriate for retrograde crossing. Therefore, the plan here was to start with antegrade wire escalation and, if needed, proceed with antegrade dissection and reentry. Engagement of the anomalous left main was challenging. It was eventually successful using an 8 French AL1 guide, and then a corsair excess was advanced to the proximal cap and contrast injected through it to visualize the proximal cap. Overall visualization was very challenging due to the patient's body habitus. We were able to engage the right coronary artery with a 6 French hockey stick and placed a wire for stabilizing the catheter. There was intermittent dampening of the pressure, requiring engagement and disengagement of the guide catheters. So we tried first with wire escalation using a Gaia second wire, which seemed to enter the subintimal space. That is why the corsair excess was advanced to the tip of the wire, and then it was exchanged for a Stingray balloon. There was a Gaia third used to perform the double-blind stick and swap, sticking on both sides of the balloon. And then, using a pilot 200, we were able to successfully cross into the distal true lumen. This was a very nice development because, again, we did not have retrograde options in this particular patient, so wire escalation and ADR were essentially our only options. Contralateral injection did confirm that we did have distal true lumen crossing. And then, after removing the Stingray and exchanging for a workhorse guide wire, see on blue, we then performed with balloon angioplasty. We did have to use a long guide wire because otherwise we did not have enough length of the wire back to be able to load our equipment. After performing balloon angioplasty, we were able to restore some antegrade flow. Once again, visualization is poor. We were able to use a twin pass to advance a wire in an obtuse marginal branch that appeared to be large, and we needed to preserve it. And then we perform intravascular ultrasound. This was a diffusely diseased vessel. The lumen distally was only 2 millimeters. There was some calcium, although not circumferential calcium, and there was diffuse disease all the way to the proximal vessel. We placed 2 drug-eluting stents covering the entire segment of the occlusion. Fortunately, the side branches were preserved. And then we used a guide extension to better visualize, and there appeared to be some residual disease in the distal portion of the vessel after the previously placed stent. And that is why an additional stent was placed to cover that area of disease. And after doing that, we did have a very nice result with T3 flow into the circumflex while preserving all the large obtuse marginal branches. So in summary, PCI of CTOs in anomalous coronary arteries can be challenging, in part because the anomalous coronary arteries are harder to engage, and also here we had to traverse a long segment, a very long left main, to get to the target vessel, requiring use of long 300 centimeter long guide wires. In this case, there was no good collateral for retrograde crossing, therefore only antegrade techniques were available, but fortunately, ADR was successful in crossing into the distal true lumen and recanalizing the vessel. And also we had to use injections through a microcatheter and also through a deeply intubated kite extension to be able to visualize the vessel and confirm that a nice result was achieved together with performing intravascular imaging with IVUS. Thank you.